Few years back, resume parsing was a bit of hectic task. Traditionally, we were using some PDF parser techniques to parse through the resume, and using some NLP techniques, we were able to extract information from the resume. Information like skills, name, education, experience, and so on. In that way, we were also able to test our resumes are parsable or not. Because nowadays, nobody checks your resume manually. It all goes through ATS tools. And if your resumes are not parsable, then you need to think about it. Because most of your job applications, the jobs that you're applying for, might not be able to parse your resumes. And in that case, you are not getting job calls. Well, with the space of generative AI coming into the picture, things have been pretty easier. Using generative AI, we can easily extract information from resumes. So in this video, I'm going to create a resume parser where we will be using some PDF parsers to parse through the resume, and we will be sending all the information to a large language model. OpenAI, Llama 3 or Mixtral doesn't really matter. We will be passing all the information to them, and they will be able to give us a structured response of what they are able to extract. In that case, you will also be able to test your resumes are parsable or not. So in this video, we are going to do a proper code walkthrough of a resume parser built using traditional PDF parsers plus generative AI. On top of that, I'm also going to create a Flask web application for this. So this can also serve as a great portfolio project. In case you are interested in such fascinating generative AI projects, or in case you have any other ideas in your mind, let me know in the comment section, and my team will be able to come up with a project code walkthrough video along with a dedicated Flask web application. So what are you waiting for? Let's get started. Hi, welcome to this video on end-to-end project on resume parsing using generative AI. Now, before getting into this topic, just wanted to let you know that I already have resume building videos on my channel. I had created one of the resume parsers almost 2.5 years back. The code will be in the description. If you want to use that, you can definitely use that. In that project, what we have done is we have used PDF parsers to extract information from the resumes, and then using some traditional NLP techniques, we are extracting some of the information like skills, like name, and various other things. To be very honest, that project video might not work for you because I have received some complaints that the project code is not working. I mean, it's very difficult to cater each and everyone, solve everybody's problem. But the thing is that at my side, with my requirements.txt, it is working. And many other people also are able to use the code. So the problem here is, if you are facing problems while running that code, maybe that could be because of some library dependencies that you need to figure out by yourself, right? I'm giving you end-to-end project videos, codes, everything that might work now. Maybe in the next 1 year or 2 years, the code might change. There could be multiple reasons for that, and I will not be able to support for that. So you already have the codes, you have to leverage your own skills, do some chat gpt and try to solve it. Okay, coming back to today's topic, well, that project video will be a part of the description. You can go ahead and check it out. Now, in this video, we are focused on generative AI, the recent buzzword in the market. Everybody is talking about generative AI. Even I attended a AWS summit which was organized 2 days back in Hong Kong. That was a complete Amazon pitch. They were only pitching their generative AI capabilities using Amazon Q, Amazon QuickSight, and generative BI, generative AI. So everybody is crazy behind generative AI, and that's one of the reasons I have started doing generative AI projects. So this is a resume parsing project using generative AI. Before getting into the project code walkthrough, I would like to show you the architecture. So any kind of generative AI problem or LLM problem that you are solving, where you have documents as well, like you want to parse your own documents, you want to call the LLM, this is how the architecture will be. There are multiple use cases around this. One of the simple use cases, Let's say you want to create your own chatbot using your company's documents. You have hundreds of documents you want to pass to the LLM. Anybody can ask anything from that document. Well, this is the use case for that. If you want to do some insurance processing, if you want to do some, there are multiple use cases where you want to leverage LLM's capabilities, pass your own document. The LLM should be able to answer something from your own documents, not from the web. So that is where this architecture will come into picture. And in this project, in the resume project, where you are passing the resume and then you have the LLM, resume is passed, you're extracting all the information using the parser. What all information you are extracting, it is getting converted into embeddings, and that embeddings is going into the LLM. So on top of LLM, you can use a langchain index or a llama index, any kind of indexing or any kind of wrapper class to get that data and attach with your existing embeddings, right? And here in this case, we are not opening a chatbot which will be able to answer something, right? Directly when the resume is passed, what's happening is you are passing the resume information to the LLM, and internally I have already created the prompt engineering in such a way it will extract all the information, and then it will create a structured format of name, education, blah blah blah, and it will give you an output. That is what this use case is all about. Now this use case can be extended to any kind of other areas. Well, I will talk about the extensions of this project after we go through the code walkthrough. Okay, so this is what the application looks like, the front end looks like. Well, for you to design such front end could be little bit difficult because you need HTML and CSS knowledge, which I even don't have. But you can leverage this template in case you are having a similar use case. Simple, right? We have one input, you are passing a document, and you are clicking on the process, and it is opening a either a chat box, or maybe you are directly calling and giving the output, right? That is what is happening. So if you go through the HTML code, it will be simple, but writing from scratch is difficult, right? So anyways, just keep watching my channel. I'll be coming up with multiple videos where you can leverage my own HTML and CSS codes to do projects for yourself, right? So moving on to the let me show you the use case, and then I'll do the code walkthrough. So I'll click on choose file. I have multiple CVs from different people. So there was a CV from one of my student. So maybe I'll just try to process this. Well, looks like a good CV, parsable CV. We'll try to parse it. So here we are parsing. Now in the backend, what's happening is resume has been taken. Well, I'll give you the code walkthrough, so don't worry about it. And the codes will also be given to you. Okay, let me show you the output. Here is the output. And I must say that, okay, employment details, company Northern Operating Systems. Let me check. Northern Operating System, senior analyst. Okay, there are some looks wise, the first letter has to be capitals so that it looks good, but it's not. Well, that's a simple piece of code, I can change it later on. Job title is good, responsibilities also, it has extracted everything. Then we have Tata, system engineer, Power BI developer. Where is Tata? System engineer. Okay, responsibilities. So let me also check his skills. So his skills are somewhere around SQL, SSAS, Jira. So technical skills, well, that's a good thing. SSMS is also here. Where is SSMS? From here it is extracting technical skills. Visual Studio, Power Query Editor, data visualization, Power BI in Kotta, Jira, Agile, Scrum. That's actually doing a good job. That means this resume is parsable. If you are applying for jobs using this resume, you would probably make it through the ATS tool, because right now many companies, not many, every company is not using manual power to go through the resume. It's very difficult. Even few days back I posted something on LinkedIn. I got like more than 300 resumes for an internship opportunity For me it is very difficult. So I already created an application. I already have an application for that. I'll be very sorry I cannot show you that application because that's part of one of my upcoming projects, which is 𝐓𝐢𝐦𝐞𝐋𝐢𝐧𝐞. If you don't know, you can check this out. I have been working on this project since quite a long time, but finally this project will be live very soon. So anyways, coming back to this topic, what I was telling. Yeah, I was telling that I received a lot of applications. So I already have a tool where I pass through everything. It gives me a final ATS score. We have designed our own rubrics to give a score, and we shortlisted, and then those resumes we were basically taking to the next step. I already have a job description. I was matching my JD with the profiles, whichever has the highest match. Three or four people got calls from me for the internship, and I already hired one. So that is how the process was. But yeah, that is simply this project. This project was about resume parsing. Now, what extensions can you do to this project? Now, for that, what I can tell you is there are multiple extensions to this project. Okay. However, it's a very secret sauce. I mean, secret thing for me because this is what I'm working on Zep Resume. On Zep Resume, we are going to have multiple features like automatic spell checker, resume scoring, ATS checker, multiple other things. So, if you want to take this project to the next level, of course, resume parsing is something that we have already seen, right? You can easily copy paste the code and you can call this as your portfolio project. Nobody cares. But if you want to actually try out things in the space of Gen AI and NLP, you should always extend this project towards something else. What if you create an application where you pass the job description, then you upload the resume, and then you do a scoring, as in click on the submit button. Internally it will go through the JD, it will go through the resume, it will do a checking between the skills, between the language, grammatical errors, multiple things, and it will come up with a score. You don't have to define a rubrics. If you set a simple prompt engineering prompt, let's say you are a evaluator who will be taking job description and resumes and comparing their different skills, languages, grammatical errors, and give a score out of 100. If you use a simple prompt like that, you will still be able to get a score. So that could be a fascinating project where you are passing a JD, you are passing a resume, and you are getting a final score of 50% or 60 out of 100. On top of that, second level of extension could be score with recommendations. That also you can tweak the prompt. Give me a score, also give me 5 recommendations on how to improve the score for this particular JD. That can be another use case. Another use case could be spell checker. You simply pass your resume and do a spell checker. It will give you different mistakes in your resume. So there can be abundant features in this. I don't want to explain each and every feature because it's up to your analytical skills how you can expand this project. I already have all these things coming up in Zep Resume as well. For that reason, the extensions of it, I'll not be able to do code walkthroughs of those projects. But basic codes using simple OpenAI thing and prompt engineering, if you want from my side, I can probably do a code walkthrough for those projects. Let me know in the comment section, and I'll do that for you. Now coming back to the code walkthrough. Code walkthrough is very simple. Simple code. Here we have defined a ATS function, which is basically extracting the PDF document. And then we have defined a ATS extractor method in the resume parser. Here we have defined our prompt. You are an AI bot designed to act as a professional for parsing resumes. And then see, prompt is very important. And I'm also coming up with a prompt engineering course very soon, completely free of cost for all of you. In case you want that course to be live on my channel as soon as possible, let me know in the comment section. Just write down we want prompt engineering free course in the comment section, and I will come up with a course. Okay, because prompt engineering is very important. Many people think, oh, what's there in prompt engineering? No, it's a very, very important skill. If, especially if you want to jump into the field of data, prompt engineering is a must. So that's it. Here we are calling the OpenAI key. OpenAI key is a part of my config.yaml file. I'll not show. And then I have my messages set. And that's it. It's a very simple one. Model I'm calling 3.5 turbo. That's it. It's a very, very simple code. I'm passing the resume. I'm telling my bot to act like this and doing the extraction. That's all about this project. And in case you want this project code, you want this project GitHub repository, and you want a detailed even the architecture, you want a detailed explanation of how this project works, let me know in the comment section and I will send out the code. See, I send out all of my codes to everybody, like, but I just have a simple requirement: 50 likes, sorry, 100 likes and 50 comments. And let me know in the comment section if you're desperate about this project. Let me know in the comment section and I will send you out the codes. Irrespective of that, just keep sharing the love, keep sharing this video, and I'll come up with a lot of such Gen AI and data analytics, Power BI, these kind of projects. That's all about it. See you in the next video.